Hey YouTube, what's going on? Showing this because yesterday I found a couple of things, starting with this one here. It's not anything too impressive, and honestly, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep buying these Auto Japan Datsuns just because it's almost becoming like Auto World, where it's getting redundant and, you know, how many colors do you actually need? Some of the racing ones I'll probably pick up, like the Safari, rally cars, stuff like that. But I do like civilian decos, but I'm not going to go ridiculously crazy for them. I just don't think the casting is... It's nice, but it's not that nice. One thing I noticed, both of these 510s are regular retail releases, but if you look, the blue one definitely has more detail with the chrome window trim, black vinyl top, but it also has a gangster lean, which is something that this release was known for, the production of the cars. What it is there's a little hole in the back of the car where the base has a little post that goes into there so you can screw it in the front. And what I've noticed with all of mine, I have 4 of them from this series, I have 2 of each one, is that hole was cut crooked, so it mounted it crooked. And then with this one had a gasser stance up here. This side was fine, but this side, you can see it still has a tiny bit of it left. There was a little metal post on the base that was forcing up against the bottom of the body, so I just filed that down, and it pretty much corrected it. But anyways, I found that little 510, not nearly as nice as the other 510s that I found in the mail yesterday. But I also found this. This one had a major problem too, which is why everybody left it at Walmart. I bought it and fixed it because, it's M2s are pretty easy to fix if you find a base that's all jacked up. And that was the case with this one. Basically, the ass end of the car was sticking up like a zinger, and there was a huge gap. You could see all the way through it. It was mounted in the package that way, and it looked like crap. But from looking at it, I could tell that it was something I'd be able to fix. So I went ahead and bought it. And I'm glad I did, because I love this car. It's a vintage, nostalgic Nissan racing deco. It's probably my favorite Skyline of all of them, including the Autolift and the Mihos, the Yokohamas. I really like this deco, so I would have bought this one for sure. Might have been one that I would have taken to eBay to get. Typically with the Auto Japan stuff, if I don't find it in the wild, I don't get it. This one might have been an exception, but we don't have to find out now because I did find it at Walmart, and I do like it a lot. Tomica Limited Vintage has done one similar to this, though it was an earlier model Skyline. It might have even been a Prince Skyline, but I just love the deco on it. It's a great color, and I like the little racing graphics. So I found that, and then oh man, if you guys saw last night, this Tokyo Torque 2 set is unbelievably cool. These what's in your pocket posts on Instagram, I don't get into that. I don't carry cars in my pockets. It just does not compute with me. But today I had to take this one to work just so that I could put it up on my monitor all day and kind of observe it. And the more you look at this one, the nicer it gets. It's a really, really cool little casting. I'm glad I got 2. I might pick up a couple more just in case, because I don't know what it is about this car, but I think this could be one of those cars that just become super popular. It's the nicest Brie 510 that's ever been produced in 1:64 scale, at least that I've ever seen. It puts the Hot Wheels car to shame. I know the Hot Wheels car is worth a lot more money, but when you're talking about a realistic, authentic looking replica, the Hot Wheels one isn't. And this one looks very, very good. So I really like really like this car. All right, so yesterday with getting the Tokyo Torque 2, I also got some mail, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. Before I get to that, real quick, I'll show you this because this was in my mailbox today. The other day, probably, I think it was, might have been Monday. It was Monday. I was just browsing through Facebook. It was Monday morning. A guy posts a picture of a green light car for sale, and I just couldn't believe the price. I'm glad I caught it when I did, because I commented immediately. I said, I'll take it. It's sold. And I sent him his PayPal. He shipped it out the next day, which was Tuesday. I got it today. I already have this car. It's from Series 5 County Roads, but it's the silver 1991 Ford Mustang GT. It's of all of the common Fox bodies, I find this one to be the hardest to find. This one and the Muscle Series 1. Okay, now I'm not including the exclusives and the under the hood cars. Those are obviously harder to find than this. But when you're talking about the other county roads cars and the Black Bandit and the Hollywood and the anniversary car, I think all of those are a lot easier to find than this one. This one doesn't show up very often, doesn't show up on eBay very often. So I'm super happy to have it. I do already have the car cracked open here. So with the carded one, it's just going to stay in the packaging. Yeah, I don't know. I really dig the car. I couldn't, the guy was asking $15 shipped, and it's very easily a $40 car. Maybe more depending on the day and the buyer, but for $15, I couldn't say no. So right now it's going to go into my Greenlight carded collection, which I don't have many, but I do have a small assortment of nice cars. I have a feeling I'm going to get some people asking if it's available for trade. My answer to that is I don't really want to trade it, but if an offer came up that I couldn't refuse, I would trade it. But it's not going to be easy, I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be easy for me to come off of it. But if you have something that you think I'd want, just know that it's going to take a strong offer. So, anyways, there's that. That one I did not get to crack since I already have it loose, and this is my favorite of all of them. This one and the Series 1 Muscle are the two nicest in my opinion. So this one here is number 1753. The one that I bought the other day is it's much lower, 990. So I got a sub 1000, which is nice. They only made 3,000 of these to begin with, so pretty rare car. Considering that with this car, they made 14,000. They might have even made more than that. And the Mustang, they only made 3. So, think about that. There's 5 of these Brie Bluebirds for every one of these Mustangs. Both are awesome looking cars. Greenlight, when they want to, man, they are so on point with what they do. And they are really, really, really good more than they are bad, Like, the only casting that I think they've done that is an epic fail is the 240Z. They have some other castings that aren't great, but I wouldn't consider them like total failures. So, anyways, with all of that said, let's get to the other haulage from yesterday. I picked up these limited edition. I think that they're hobby exclusives. Yeah, they are. They're hobby exclusive Jeep Cherokees, limited to 2016. So these are pretty rare. There are less of these than there are the silver Mustang, although they do come in two colors, and there's 2016 of each color. So we'll start with this one. The initial designs of the XJ date back to 1978. The Jeep Cherokee XJ is a popular off-road vehicle for its compact size, affordable price, and the multitude of aftermarket parts available. And that is very true. I've had 3 of these in my life. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Copyright date is 2018, so they are pretty brand new. On the back of the card, it does talk about some upcoming releases. These might already be out, but if you notice, they are bringing back out that 99 Skyline, which isn't a bad casting. It's just every one of those I've had have had horrible wheels and horrible stance. But also, they're bringing out the 87 Monte Carlo Aero Coupe. That's one I'm going to have to get. And then the Muscle Cars USA, none of this, I think this one's already out, and none of these cars excite me. But for this, I definitely want that Aero Coupe. So let's get this out and take a look. This one is in gloss black, pretty simple color. It does have a flat black rocker panel with a silver trim piece that is separating that flat. There's that flat black rocker panel. Pretty sweet looking Jeep. I really dig it. I love Greenlight's off-road vehicles. I think Greenlight makes the best off-road vehicles for the scale. But I think eventually Greenlight might pass them. But I just love this casting. It's very accurate. It's a really accurate and realistic replica. It's just scaled a little bit off. And this is a small car to begin with, so it's probably not too off. But I do think it is a little bit small for 1:64 scale. But since round 2 has taken over, you do get quite a bit more detail with the headlights and the taillights and the indicators. These ones have metal base, obviously rubber tires with tread. There's your back end detail with not just the taillights, but you also get reverse lights, indicators, and a license plate. Not sure what state that's from. I do kind of wish they had painted the base black, but it's not that big of a deal for me. These also do have opening hoods, which can sometimes be kind of hard to open, and I'm not even going to try it on this one. I'll show you guys really quick. I recently got I think this is a Miho exclusive, and I need to get another one to replace it because this thing is just jacked up, but it looks really good from this angle. This one has the suspension lift on it, so it's a different base. It has the custom front bumper, which these other releases also have, but this also has a snorkel and the spare tire on top. But there you can see how awful it is. The base was mounted and it was not properly set before they spun it to the body. So it has a massive lean to it. It's unfortunate because otherwise this would be my favorite one of all of them. But Here, this one here is basically the same casting, but this is from the Tomy era, which is before Round 2 had it. This was right before Johnny Lightning went out of business. And because of the cost-cutting measures that Tomy was taking, this one has a plastic base, which I'm okay with. The plastic bases don't bother me with die-cast. I would rather have a plastic base, honestly, and have more quality and detail as a trade-off. It came with black wheels, but the problem with having this with black wheels is the color of the car is so dark that it really just creates a shadow. And so when you put lighter color wheels on it, the car displays a lot better. But so with the Tomy release, you get the same detail with the headlights and taillights. Still get the custom bumper. Let's see here. Your taillight detail, you get it, but it's not as good. You just get brake lights, no indicators or reverse lights. I do like the fender flares on this one. It's a flat black finish. And there's your plastic base. Not an issue to me at all. This is like almost like maybe an olive green, a little darker than an olive, but really cool Jeep. All right, so there's that. And then the last one that I got is this one here. This is the one I'm looking forward to the most because 2 of the 3 XJs that I've had were both red. The first one I ever bought was in 1988. It was a Jeep Cherokee Laredo, and it was a 5-speed. I had so much fun in that Jeep, 4-wheeling and camping. All right, this one has no problems with the hood opening. So I do like the red color the most. Maybe the yellow or red. I don't know. I like this color better than the black and the green because it seems to it just seems to show better. It seems to show the lines of the casting and nice engine detail, but it's all black, so it's kind of hard to see it. Get the custom bumper with the winch on this one, just like you do with the black one. Headlights and indicators. Same rocker panel. So basically everything about the 2 are the same, except for where this one is red, that one is black. Everything else is the same. Wheels are the same. I think even the license plate's the same. I'd say it's a very good chance one of these 2 will get wheel swapped. I might even go with white. I might even go with white wheels on this one. Let's just check real quick and see what white wheels would look like on the red Jeep. I bet it looks pretty good. Usually red cars with white wheels don't look too bad. I wish that they would do more of the silver wheels. I think they do too much chrome and too much black. Yeah, I like this look better, personally. God, that seems like it's really zoomed in. There we go. So that's what it looks like with white. That's what it looks like with chrome. The chrome looks good too. You know, they both look good. I could see why people would like this look better. But the one I would prefer, like I said, is the silver, which they don't bring out very often. Hang on just a second and I'll grab I'll grab one just to show you guys what I'm talking about here. It's another great Johnny Lightning off-road vehicle. This is a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. These are the wheels that I wish that they would put out more than... It seems like the black ones are the standard. And then anytime they come out with white or silver, it's the exception. Although most of the Toyotas that they put out have had white wheels. But I just like this regular silver look. I think it gives it the best look in the scale and the most realistic look in the scale. But man, you know, Johnny Lightning, they really do make a nice 4x4. Not gonna lie. So there's that. Not really sure. I like both of these, but I definitely do lean towards the red one. So now that I got the white ones on the red one, I got to put these chrome ones on the green one. I think that looks better on this with chrome. Definitely think the green one looks better with chrome. So, anyways, there it is. That's the haulage. Last night was the best. That's the best 6-car set that Greenlight has brought out in quite a while. This thing here just looks so killer to me. I don't even think there's a stance issue with the car. I mean, you would like it to sit a little bit lower, but I definitely wouldn't say it sits too high. Even the blue one, same thing. That's a pretty stock looking ride height to me. And then this thing here, extremely impressive. This is my favorite GTR that they've done. And you could take any of them. The Gulf, the Brie, the Goodyear, Black Bandit. This one right here, for me, takes the cake. I think this thing looks so amazing. And then, of course, you can never go wrong with the silver. Definitely like that. While I can't stand this casting, I was looking at this earlier today. They did a really nice job with the graphics and all the sponsor badges. I'm pretty sure this is based off of a real Safari rally car. So that's very cool. At least that part of it is pretty cool. So, anyways, there you go. Lots of cool diecast. Thank you everybody again for checking it out. Happy hunting. Don't be afraid to visit eBay from time to time. Don't be afraid to join in on some of the Facebook groups so that you all can find deals like this one. I'll holler at you guys at the next one. Take care. Have a good Friday.